Just to follow up on some of the earlier questioning about the issue of tax credits and the fraud that had occurred. I think it was from the Keystone Innovative Zone and Research. I know that you had answered some questions on it earlier. Just reading some of the news articles and releases from the Attorney General's office had made a list of recommendations. Have those recommendations been implemented?
Yes, we're implementing every one of those recommendations. Some have been already implemented even before the recommendations came out.
I had spent a few years on the Ben Franklin Technology Development Authority Board, and I always found it was very enlightening just to see the innovations that are taking place across this Commonwealth. But the process, the vetting process that was gone through for the individuals who came in there to apply for the grants and the money through that program was very thorough. And I was somewhat surprised when I had seen this, and this happened from between 2012 and 2017. Have there been have these audited other tax credit programs to ensure that scams like this were not taking place in any of the other credit programs? And if, like, was they targeted this particular program, was it because of how these tax credits were doled out? It was done differently than other tax credit programs?
I think, as I mentioned to Representative Kruger, I think there are a number of different tax credit programs, and they're prescribed differently in legislation as to how they're administered in a lot of cases. And it's hard to look at every single tax credit program the same way because they're all different. But I think that we take great pains and take great care to make sure that things like that don't happen. Our folks are actually the ones that uncovered that after seeing some anomalies in the way that was presented. The reasons, there are a lot of reasons, and I think that the grand jury recommendation was spot on in terms of the things that they asked us to look at that we changed. And as I said, some of the changes we were making already, we're in the process of making already. Representative, maybe at that point in time, the KIZ coordinators were compensated by the state. That went away in the last administration. And that's a concern. That's a concern that they aren't compensated. They don't have enough time and effort and put enough effort into being able to make sure they can do the analysis like we should. So there are a number of things like that we've looked at and taken that into consideration, and we have already made a lot of those changes.
All right, and I just would. Obviously, these are taxpayer dollars, and they're directed for economic development. Tax credit programs have been very successful in certain industries and fields. So I would just want to ensure that we are doing everything that we can to make sure that scams like this aren't going to happen in the future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.